Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comic Wall. It's me, the Outcast Angel, and today let's talk about issue number 1 of Image Comics' new series, The Weatherman. Now, I picked this up while I was picking up some of my other comics, and it just looked interesting to me. The art styles, not something I'm used to, but I mean, it drew me in, and I thought, might as well give it a shot. I'm glad I did because it is one of the most interesting series I've been roped into. And so this series is by Judy LeHeup. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Nathan Stewart and Nathan Fox and Dave Stewart. Sorry guys. Anyway, so yeah, I'd been seeing a lot of hype for this series all over Twitter and all over Image, and so this takes place actually on Mars in the year 2770, so it's way in the future, and already we're already established on another planet. And so apparently there's some kind of attack on Earth that possibly decimated the planet or something. It doesn't exactly talk about it. It says something about an attack, but um now there's whoever was on Earth, or I'm not sure exactly how it is. Either it's a this is a colony on Mars, or it's or if the whole planet is inhabited, if it's been colonized, or if everyone just moved there. But I'm sure we'll get some more details as the story goes on. But it seems pretty interesting. Anyway, we start off with this old lady looking at this old man through a hologram, and as she's, I guess, either talking to him or just kind of, looking at him, smiling at him, this young woman comes in and asking, calling her name, Mrs. Morgan, Mrs. Morgan, and so they greet each other, they say hi, whatever, and then they leave her apartment or her house or whatever. And then we see this spread of what is titled Mars 2770, and it's amazing. I mean, everything's green. There's flying car. There's regular cars, and there's also flying. I guess bus or transports. I'm not sure exactly what they are. And so in the middle of driving with this old lady, this woman gets a call. This young woman gets a call, and she kind of brushes whoever's on the other line, saying, "Fitch, I realize that, but there's something I have to do. Yes, tomorrow, whatever." She hangs up, and she's just making small talk with this old lady. I'm not sure exactly who it is, or who this old lady is, or if she plays a big part in the story, but she does kind of play a part here because this young lady and Mrs. Morgan, they get to this huge, I guess, gathering, and they pick up some flowers from this flower vendor, and the lady's getting 11 flowers as it is, and she and this young woman set down the flowers in front of this what looks like a memorial, and turns out it's a memorial for Earth. We see this giant model of Earth that's been completely blacked out, and I mean that to me makes it seem like Earth has been destroyed, or has been just made uninhabitable by whatever happened. And so I mean, obviously there's a memorial going on for it, so it has to have been something bad. The next scene takes place the next day, and it's kind of like a newscaster studio. And so these guys are getting kind of worked up. They're like, where is he? I don't know, he's not answering his phone. And then we get cut to this guy laying in his bed, and he gets a phone, some kind of phone call, and it's on this tiny little like black sphere, and it's talking to him, and they're like, "Where are you? I need you. We need you here. You need to be working harder around here, or whatever." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, on my way. Right on, whatever." And so he's getting ready. He has this adorable looking dog, and I love it when comics have dogs in the storyline. You know, like they're I guess not big. It's not like John Wick style, you know, but they're there and they're adorable, you know. So this guy's name is Nathan. He and his dog get into his car and drive over to the studio, and these guys are like stressing out. They're like, "You're on in like 30 seconds," and he's like, "Plenty of time, don't worry." He's got his crap together. I mean, he's getting comb, getting ready, whatever. He's checking his stuff, and he's already done. He's ready to go. And so it turns out he is the weatherman, and so uh, he does a whole bunch of like just crazy skits. He makes people laugh, and apparently that's how he can get away with these kind of things, because you know some of the things he talks about, like one of these segments he says, "Rain on Friday will keep most of us indoors, perfect weather for a trip to the bone zone." Funny. Anyway, and it's he's just a comedic character in the story and on live news, you know. And even here we get a scene of the directors, and they're like, "How does he get away with all this?" And he says, "Nathan makes people laugh more than that. He makes them forget, and that means something, especially now because of whatever happened with Earth. I'm sure that has to be depressing. I mean, that's as big as losing your home, and so you know, some people just need to laugh." The next scene we get cut to this. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a spaceship or some kind of huh or some kind of it almost looks like a satellite that's being attacked by some no, rocket ship. And then we see this whole mess of what looked like I would call them bounty hunters, just because they um, you know, they look like outlaws. We have one cowboy over here, and uh, I don't know. I'm still a little confused as to who they are and what they want. Next, we get cut to Nathan and his dog Sadie. They're back at home, and he's trying to call the redheaded girl that we saw in the beginning. He's getting ready to leave, and he finally gets a call back from, I'm assuming, this girl. Her name's Amanda, and so Nathan meets up with Amanda at this I guess restaurant, and you know, they get to talking. They're um, chatting it up, and Nathan is actually asking Amanda on a second date, and apparently that doesn't happen a lot with him. So you know, that's kind of cute, because you know, it second date is a big deal. Next, we see Nathan and Amanda at what looks like a noodle bar, and it's actually on the back of the comic as well. It's called Brutal Noodles. I would eat somewhere like that with that name. And we get to see more of Nathan's comedic nature. He's eating almost as much as Goku eats in Dragon Ball, you know? And so apparently he's nervous around Amanda. And I think that's cute, because, you know, it's rare when you find someone that, you know, makes you feel that way and makes you, um, you know, want to go with them on a second date as it is. And that makes you feel nervous because you want to do something right. So he's obviously very invested in her. I'm a little curious as to Sadie's relationship, the Sadie the dog, her relationship with Nathan, because he's taking her everywhere, and I would almost think that she's like a service dog, but she's not. She's not wearing a vest. She's not as disciplined, you know, but she's pretty calm and pretty tamed, as I guess. So the next scene we see uh, Nathan and Amanda walking together hand in hand, but they're being watched, because we're seeing this through what looks like night vision goggles, and it's these three bounty hunters again that are watching him. Turns out this Amanda girl actually has a gun in her purse. Why? Is she worried about Nathan, or is she, you know, does she just carry it for self defense, you know, just protection? And so um, these guys can tell that. They can scan this and figure out that she's carrying, and these guys are getting ready to go after them, apparently. This is also interesting because one of the characters, this blonde woman who's all tattooed up, she seems to be deaf or mute, or no, she has to be mute because she's using sign language to communicate with these guys. And the only reason I say mute is because uh, when one of the guys is like, "What did she say?" and the other guy says, "Looks like you're gonna get to do some painting after all, white light." And she starts clapping because obviously she knows that he understood. Next, we see Nathan and Amanda actually walking toward the memorial again, the Earth Memorial, and this time it's lit up green, and I'm sure and everyone's carrying around these green glow sticks, and Nathan is kind of talking. He's saying like, "Hard to believe it's been 7 years. Feel like it happened last week." Thing is, I always wonder about is thing I always wonder about is why were they chosen and not us? Why do we get to go on? Is there a plan? Are we part of some larger design? Or is it just chaos? Like, we're really just particles floating on a big space rock, and then blammo. And then he stops and looks at Amanda, and she's pretty sad. This is obviously making her emotional. And so they get back to his apartment, and he's feeling kind of bad, but she's like, it's fine. It's just I wonder if we'll ever recover. And so Nathan gives a little more of his insight by saying, maybe things will get better once we find the guys that did it. Give us someone to blame at least. And so uh, Nathan keeps talking, saying maybe it's crazy to think like that, but it helps me. Or no, um, what's done is done, right? Can't change it. So maybe it's crazy to think like that, but it helps me live in the moment. Then I can help other people do the same. And I think that's important because the moment's all we really have. He's holding Sadie, petting her, and she looks so happy. And then the next scene, we see Sadie getting her head, or well, getting shot in the head, and Nathan's obviously very distraught, but Amanda uh, throws him down, saying, "Nathan, get down." What? And she's talking through her earpiece again. So obviously she's ready for something like this, or something, because she's saying, "What's happening, Fitch?" And I guess Fitch on the other side says, "Hostiles closing in. Protect the target until our team on the roof can move." And then Amanda takes Nathan and gets them into cover, and then we see this cowboy guy saying, "Storms are coming," and all of a sudden he's surrounded by all these cops with machine guns and everything, and he only has these two pistols. Okay, these two pistols, and they all open fire on him, and he just goes shooting every single bullet out of the air. Take that, McCree. It's high noon, motherfucker. So after he shot down all the bullets, he says, "I'm not gonna kill you." And then their ship, the bounty hunter ship, flies in, and the blonde woman drops down, and he says, "She's gonna kill you." Now we cut back to the apartment. Nathan's still pretty distraught about Sadie, and Amanda is talking to Fitch. Fitch says the roof team has been compromised. Agent Cross, I'm on my way. And she says, "Hurry, Fitch. Not sure how long I can hold out." And then the big guy busts in, saying, time to pay the fiddler, weatherman." So they're after him, but why? He looks like just some other you know, uh, goofy guy that just probably got in too deep with the wrong people. Anyway, Amanda pulls out her gun and starts fighting this guy, and it's amazing. Okay, I know it's a comic, but I mean, any girl that can fight in a little black dress that doesn't even ride up, kudos to you. And so she's kicking this guy's ass until he grabs her and gets the upper hand. But Nathan comes in by by stabbing the big guy with a katana. I'm not sure where he got that from, but assuming the kind of guy he is, he of course he probably has one laying around. And he just screams, "Leave my girlfriend alone!" And after this guy drops dead, he walks over to Sadie and he's holding her. But then another gun is put to his head, and it's Amanda saying, "Nathan Bright, you're under arrest for the murder of 18 billion men, women, and children." And Amanda's holding the gun to his head, and all these other troops are holding their guns to him, and that's the end of the issue. What is happening? What does that mean? What did Nathan do? Like, is he responsible for the attack on Earth? Possibly, but I'm confused. Like, I could not have seen this issue going in the direction that it did. But I mean, you guys, Jody, Nathan, Dave, you guys got me hooked, and I'm excited. So, cheers to the next issue. And I highly recommend this series. If you guys haven't picked it up, go to your local comic shop and grab one, because I think it's gonna be great. I'm pretty excited for it. So that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, drop a like, show the love, hit that subscribe button to get more of my videos, ring the bell to get notifications of when I post new videos, so that way you guys stay updated and don't miss out. And until next time, bye.